Paola sits motionless on a filthy bed. Her sister Gabriella lies screaming and blue with cold in a makeshift cot filled with hay. This was the first scene we witnessed in a small dark room in the village of Romania in Romania. Myself and a foundation I work closely with had been told of this family and we wanted to help them in some way. It was clear from this first visit something was gravely wrong and that these children were in serious danger. We wrapped the baby in a blanket and told the mother we would return the following day with food for the children. The next day we arrived in the early evening. The room was cold and in complete darkness, the only light being from my flash unit. The children were freezing, hungry and clearly in distress. We discovered that the mother had sold the blanket given to her the previous day in exchange for cigarettes. It was clear that any supplies we would give to the parents would be sold and that the children would not benefit at all from them. Deciding that the only way forward was to contact the Child Protection Agency and request the children be put into care. We were advised that they were aware of the case and that it was ongoing. For the next 6 months, the Foundation continued to visit the children and monitor their progress. They would place food directly into the hands of the children to ensure the mother would not sell it. Frustrated by the lack of progress from the CPA, I wrote to Save the Children and asked that they put pressure on the authorities to do something about this situation. They as well became unresponsive and advised after a visit from the authorities that the parents won't abandon their children, saying they are making every effort to take care of them as well as possible. This was clearly not the case, and as winter approached, the situation was becoming progressively grim. Throughout winter, on many occasions, the children would be naked and blue with cold. We took hats and scarves. Perhaps we knew they were to be sold, but we had to document to show the authorities that no progress had been made and that the welfare of the children was not the parents' priority. 24 hours later, we did return and everything had been sold. Paola and Gabriella were again cold and hungry. 1 year after that first visit, we finally managed to arrange a meeting with the CPA. We showed them film and photographs of the dire conditions these children were forced to live in. They were responsive and in agreement that the children were clearly suffering from neglect and that again they would investigate the matter. The foundation I work closely with started to put a plan together to find sponsors for the children and to take them out of that environment, and the goal to build a safe, healthy future for them. 2 months after the meeting, the CPA wrote to advise that after a visit they had determined the children were not at risk. A solution to this problem does not involve money or resources. Pressure needs to be put on those in charge of children's welfare to protect those like Paola and Gabriella and work with the foundations who are committed to providing children with a life they deserve and not one which is a constant struggle to survive. Although the summer offers some respite from the cold, this winter Paola, Gabriella and their 7 brothers and sisters will again sit in that small room, blue with cold, hungry and weak, forgotten by the world and fouled by the systems put in place to protect them. They are being denied a life of hope which could easily be provided by the Foundation. Instead, they are condemned to live in misery and filth if indeed they do survive.